You're listening to Resilient Animal. I'm Annie Petersen, Doctor of Education with a Master's in Mental Health Recovery and Trauma-Informed Care. This podcast is an exploration of how helping other living beings can benefit human mental health and well-being, and what makes us all resilient animals. The extraordinary artist Frida Kahlo. She combined art, revolution, and her beloved animal companions and witnessed it all into an intertwining, remarkable tale. In the vibrant heart of Coyoacan, Mexico City, within the iconic blue walls of La Casa Azul, a story unfolded that would become legendary, one where passionate love, political ideals, and profound personal healing found expression through art and the unconditional love of her animal family. This azure sanctuary would become not only her creative haven, but also a nucleus of revolutionary thought, where artists, intellectuals, and political activists gathered to dream of a more just Mexico. Born to a German photographer father and a Mexican mother, Frida's early life was steeped in the rich cultural fusion that would later define both her art and her fierce commitment to social justice. Born in 1907 during the twilight years of Porfirio Díaz's regime and on the cusp of the Mexican Revolution, Frida Kahlo's consciousness was shaped by both personal struggles and the revolutionary fervor sweeping through her nation. Her childhood home in Coyoacan resonated with the ideals of Mexicanidad, a cultural renaissance that celebrated indigenous heritage and revolutionary spirit, values that would later infuse both her art and her political activism. As a child, she battled polio, but it was the catastrophic bus accident in 1925 that would forever alter her path, a moment that would transform her from a spirited medical student into one of history's most profound artistic voices. This tragedy occurred just years before she would meet Diego Rivera, the man who would become both her greatest love and deepest source of pain, and with whom she would share not only artistic passion, but also revolutionary ideals. On that fateful September day, her bus collided with a streetcar, and the impact drove a metal handrail through her pelvis, shattering her body like the broken beads of her necklace that scattered across the pavement. Her body was literally showered with gold dust from a fellow passenger's paint kit. A cruel yet poetic detail that would later influence her artistic vision, as if the universe had marked her transformation with gold, painting her in the colors of her future destiny. The accident left her not just physically broken, but suspended between life and death, an experience that would deeply influence her artistic perspective and her understanding of duality. Pain and beauty, fragility and strength, reality and dreams. During the months and years of recovery, confined to her bed beneath a mirror that would inspire countless self-portraits, Kahlo discovered a new way of seeing herself and the world. The mirror became both companion and witness, reflecting back a self she would spend the rest of her life exploring through art. In this cocoon of recovery, she began to paint her reality, using her own image as a vehicle for expressing not just physical pain, but the deeper psychological landscape of her transformation. Her animal companions became essential participants in this metamorphosis, offering unconditional love and silent understanding during the long hours of isolation. Her beloved spider monkeys, with their playful antics and gentle embraces, brought laughter and joy to her darkest days. Dogs, particularly her Xoloitzcuintli, offered steadfast loyalty and warmth, while her collection of parrots and other exotic birds filled her home with color and song. The animals became more than her pets. They were her confidants, her muses, and her bridge to the natural world during periods of confinement. In her paintings, these faithful companions appear as powerful symbols. The monkeys representing protective spirits and untamed freedom, the birds embodying her own desire to transcend physical limitations, and her dogs symbolizing unwavering devotion. Through their presence in both her life and art, these animals helped Frida maintain her connection to life's wild and untamed beauty, even as she grappled with its profound challenges. As her relationship with Rivera blossomed and La Casa Azul transformed into both a personal sanctuary and a vibrant hub of revolutionary thought, her animal companions remained constant. Spider monkeys moved freely, parrots filled the air with their calls, and deer roamed the gardens. These animals were witnesses to her rebirth as an artist, her political awakening, and her personal pain, offering unwavering comfort when human relationships proved more complex. Through their presence, she found the strength to transform her suffering into art, her isolation into connection, and her personal pain into universal expression. The monkeys held a special place in Kahlo's heart and art, appearing frequently in her self-portraits as gentle, protective presences during her darkest hours. When Rivera's infidelities, including an affair with her own sister, threatened to break her spirit, these companions offered silent understanding and unconditional devotion. In the context of post-revolutionary Mexico's embrace of indigenous culture, these faithful friends carried deep significance, connecting to ancient Aztec and Maya beliefs where monkeys were seen as sacred creatures. Unlike European artistic traditions that often portrayed monkeys as symbols of mischief, Kahlo's companions emerged as understanding guardians, their presence a balm during periods of marital strife and political upheaval. In works like Self-Portrait with Monkey, these creatures embrace her with almost human tenderness, their dark eyes reflecting the deep emotional connection that sustained her through countless reconciliations and separations with Rivera, and through her tireless fight for social justice. This representation wasn't just personal, it tied deeply into Mexico's pre-Hispanic heritage, where monkeys were celebrated as patrons of art and creativity, much like the creative and revolutionary passion that both united and divided the famous artistic couple. The ancient hairless dogs that shared Kahlo's home carried profound cultural significance, embodying Mexico's enduring indigenous spirit during an era of cultural renaissance. These dogs, sacred to the Aztecs who believed they guided souls through the underworld, became powerful symbols in her work and loyal confidants during her periods of emotional exile. Her own dog, Señor Zolotl, named after the Aztec god of transformation, appeared in several paintings as a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds, offering comfort during the lonely nights when Rivera's absence left an aching void. These faithful companions would soon witness another chapter of her life's drama, as La Casa Azul became a sanctuary not only for animals but for revolutionary spirits. When Leon Trotsky sought exile in Mexico in 1937, Kahlo's home transformed into a haven for political discourse, with her beloved pets serving as silent observers to the passionate discussions between artists, intellectuals, and revolutionaries. The birds in Kahlo's artistic universe served as powerful metaphors. From solemn black crows contemplating mortality to vibrant parrots representing the freedom she both cherished and sacrificed in her tumultuous marriage. Each winged creature in her paintings expressed the duality of her existence, physically confined yet spiritually soaring, bound to Rivera by an unbreakable artistic and emotional connection, yet ultimately free in her own creative expression. During Trotsky's stay at La Casa Azul, Kahlo's animal companions witnessed the unfolding of an intense affair between their mistress and the exiled revolutionary. Her spider monkeys and parrots observed as political passion merged with personal desire, their presence offering silent comfort during this complex period of her life. This relationship, like her marriage to Rivera, would become another thread in the tapestry of her political and personal evolution, reflected in her increasingly politically charged artwork. Perhaps most poignant is Kahlo's 1946 The Wounded Deer, where she merged her face with the body of a deer pierced by arrows, created during a period when both physical pain and the emotional wounds of her complex relationships weighed heavily on her spirit. This haunting self-portrait speaks volumes about her personal pain while showcasing her unflinching artistic honesty, becoming a powerful symbol of both personal suffering and political resistance. The deer, traditionally symbolizing feminine sensitivity in both European and Mexican traditions, becomes a powerful metaphor for her own journey through love's labyrinth and her fight for social justice. The forest background, dark and threatening yet alive with possibility, reflects both her personal struggles and her revolutionary spirit. Despite its wounds, the deer stands proud, much like Kahlo herself faced each day with remarkable dignity, supported by the pure, unconditional love of her animal companions when human love proved both essential and insufficient. Through these animal companions, Kahlo created a unique visual language that continues to resonate deeply with viewers today. Each creature in her paintings carries a piece of her story, her struggles, her resilience, her passionate embrace of life despite adversity, and her unwavering commitment to social justice. In their eyes, we see reflections of universal human experiences: pain and healing, love and loneliness, constraint and freedom. These faithful companions became especially crucial during the tempestuous years of her political activism and her complex relationships, offering unwavering comfort when human connections proved more volatile. As she navigated between her artistic work and her involvement with the Mexican Communist Party, her animal friends remained steadfast, their presence a balm for her wounded heart. Her animal-filled world, shaped by the cultural and political ferment of post-revolutionary Mexico, the intense emotional landscape of her marriage, and her dedication to social causes, reminds us that even in our most challenging moments, we can find strength and companionship in unexpected places. Frida Kahlo's legacy relies on not just in her remarkable artwork, but in the way she showed us how the bonds between humans and animals can transcend ordinary understanding. While her relationships with Rivera and Trotsky were dances of passion and pain, cycles of unity and separation, her animal companions offered a different kind of love, unconditional, constant healing. These creatures witnessed her tears during personal betrayals, her passionate political discussions, her joy in moments of reconciliation, and her unwavering determination to create art that spoke truth to power. Her menagerie of companions helped her transform personal pain and political conviction into universal art, teaching us that sometimes the most profound human truths can be expressed through the eyes of the creatures who share our world. In the end, her story, emerging from the rich tapestry of early 20th century Mexico and colored by the complex hues of her great love affairs and revolutionary spirit, reminds us that art, like love and justice, knows no boundaries, whether between species or across time itself.